Hey everybody, this is Brian from the DosRamos real estate team, Remax Escarpment. This is our top 10 cities and towns to invest in Ontario video series. Right now we're about to get into actually city number 10. So this is where the excitement really starts. This is where we're going to start telling you what cities are going to be great investments starting from about now, April 2018 onwards for at least the next 5 years. We will be periodically updating these videos as we need to, but check out our intro video that I did last week, and that'll give you a lot of background on what's coming and how we're doing it. So, right into the exciting stuff. So, number 10, we actually kind of cheated a little bit. We put two cities into this one just so we could squeeze them in because there's so many good ones in Ontario right now. So, number 10 is actually a combination of Grimsby and St. Catharines. So background on the cities, Grimsby, for anyone that doesn't know, is a bit of a lakefront community. It is in the Niagara Escarpment, and it's kind of situated right between Hamilton and St. Catharines, Niagara area. So St. Catharines is the other one. Believe it or not, they call it kind of the Garden City. Not only do they have Niagara Falls, but they actually have over 1,000 acres of gardens and trails, which I didn't think they had that many, but this is kind of crazy. So that's a big feature for a lot of younger families as well. So it's a good feature. So with this one, which is number 10 out of the top 10, both of these are definitely more of a long-term wealth creation strategy. You can get into the fix and flips in these areas. There are pockets that it works, and you can do it. But both of these cities are where you're going to see major growth in like the 5 to 10 year period. So really a buy and hold or rent to own situation is really going to be profitable for any of our investors that are interested in that. That's where you're going to see really big ROIs. So let's dig in a little bit. So some of the key drivers for both of these cities, Grimsby and St. Catharines, obviously they're close to the U.S. border. St. Catharines a little bit closer. The big thing that's really going to help drive in a lot of population growth is going to be the planned GO Train expansion. It's actually a service expansion. So right now it's planned for 2021, 2023. That's when it's planned. We want to keep a really, really close eye on that and make sure that the government actually does break ground on some new stations and that they actually really follow through with this, because if they do, it's going to mean huge growth for these areas and huge growth for our real estate investors. So the other thing is both actually over the next 5 years have a really strong GDP growth forecast, actually higher than our planned provincial average, which is about 2.1. So really healthy growth, which is really good from an investment standpoint, as I talked about in our previous video. So kind of dig into the fundamentals a little bit of it. And first one obviously is employment. So the unemployment rate in Grimsby is actually 4.6%. St. Catharines a little bit higher, 6.8%. Both of those are actually well below the national average, so that's a really good sign. Both communities are actually right now kind of still in the revitalization phase from an economic standpoint. They were primarily manufacturing cities, I guess, before this. They're now making that switch over to becoming more service based. Once that GO Train does actually come in, that's when you're going to get a lot of people that can access the GTA very rapidly from the train, and that's again when you're going to see a major growth in the population and a major growth in the median income of the area, which again is really going to help drive us up in that 5 to 10 year range where you're going to start seeing huge increases and huge ROIs on your real estate investments. Next fundamental, next fundamental is actually population. So year over year, both Grimsby and St. Catharines, they've had a steady population growth since about 2011. They've been constantly adding more people to the area, which is a good sign. From a median age standpoint, so kind of the average age, we'll say median age, is actually about 46. So 46 is young, but from a median age standpoint, it actually means it's an older community. That actually has, again, since 2011, been slowly creeping down. So it was a little bit higher before. From an investment standpoint for real estate, that's actually a really good sign when the median age is starting to creep up a little bit into the high 40s. That's the indication that over the next 5, 10 years, you're going to start seeing a lot of revitalization in that area. You're going to start seeing a lot of younger families coming in, renovating, bringing up values, a lot more income, stuff like that come to the area. So again, really good sign. From a rental market perspective, now this is actually really exciting. When we got into this information, this is where I was like, oh, we got to start getting more properties in Grimsby and in St. Catharines. So vacancy rate right now is 0.06%. So that means if you've got a rental and it's decent, you're gonna have tenants. You're gonna be making money. That's a good sign. Now, because this, the type of population and the type of landlords and stuff that are in Grimsby and St. Catharines right now, there is a big fluctuation on kind of your average rent or your street rent, whatever you want to call it. So that fluctuation, for example, so Grimsby for a 1-bedroom is about $1,400 per month in rent, which is a really good rent considering the values of what you can actually purchase places for in Grimsby right now. St. Catherine has a really wide spread, so it's actually, you know, for 1-bedrooms you can go as low as $950 per month. You can go as high as $2,000 a month. So big fluctuation, but again, do your homework, do your due diligence, work with a good realtor that knows investing, and we'll be able to help you out to make sure you're getting top rents for your area and making sure that your unit is obviously going to be able to achieve those top rents. Next, kind of from a real estate market perspective, year over year again, both Grimsby and St. Catharines have had upward growth, so they're on the upward trend. So that's a really good sign again. Grimsby actually had a growth of almost 50% last year. The market in Ontario was booming anyways, but 50% is phenomenal growth. So now is the time to get in. You really do want to purchase now. I know a lot of people hear that, oh, 50% growth, it's in a boom, it's too expensive, maybe I should wait. Don't wait. The best time to buy real estate, yesterday. So buy now, get into the market, make a smart investment, work with good people, work with people that deal with investors. We'll help you out. You'll get a good place. You'll make lots of money. Long-term, great ROI. So real estate market is good. It's a good time to buy, and it's going to continue that upward trend for at least the next 5-10 years. Guaranteed. It's going up, it's going up, it's going up. Real estate's going to do that. So lastly is kind of the real estate cycle that we talked about. So, you know, there's obviously there's a boom, there's a slump, there's a recovery cycle. So right now, believe it or not, Grimsby and St. Catharines are kind of in the middle to the end of the recovery phase of that cycle. So it's a great time to purchase right now in Grimsby, St. Catharines. In the cycle, like I said, we focus mainly on buy and holds, rent to owns, and fix and flips. Because Grimsby and St. Catharines are both in that mid to end recovery phase, it is a good time for all three of those strategies. So if you're interested in any of those, if you want to know a little bit more, please reach out to us. Send me an email, give us a call, whatever. Reach out to us. We'll give you some more information. We'll take you out and have a look at a couple of great properties that we got sitting right now that are great investments in Grimsby and in St. Catharines. Other than that, that's all the information I got for you for today. So that was number 10 of the top 10, Grimsby and St. Catharines. If you want to stay tuned, we're going to have the next videos coming up rapid, pretty quick. So next is number 9. That will be maybe next week, in the next couple of days, we'll post that one. I'll put that information together for you soon. Again, thanks a lot for watching, and please like our Facebook page, subscribe, reach out to us if you got any questions. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.